Alright, so here we are, we're just down past Carpenter's Rocks now. Most of the beaches between Port MacDonald and Carpenter's Rocks are not really drivable, travelable beaches because of the rocky outcrops, but we've come on at the lighthouse there. Bloody magic day out here, I've got to tell you. Absolutely fantastic. Absolute cracker day. What else can I say? So we're going to head down the beach a little bit. We might take that exit there because I'm not sure what it's like around the other side of that point. Yeah, it's been a while. We'll check it out. So yeah, we found a couple of soft beaches, you know. You go on the beach to avoid the speed humps. So we've made it over this one, we just parked just there. And the other vehicle, sorry, I just ran up a sand dune. I made it to here the first time. And second time, no problem. I said, come up. But sometimes 15 or 16 PSI, it's just not enough. So we're down to 12. You can see there's a bit of shovel work happening over here. So we'll go and help out with that and get you some video footage. Entertainment. Right, so like I said, we want to get off this beach because of how steep it is. It's very steep and soft, so you don't want to be down by the water anymore. So you can get up on the high side of the beach and go along there, or you can take one of the exits and there's inland tracks, which is what we decided to do. It was a bit of a late notice thing. Here we go. 12 PSI is getting moving. Looks like it's going to be happening. That's not good. It means I need to start. Nah, it's not happening. Not happening. All right, so what he's going to do now is just back it up gently. Remember, the idea is to stay on top of the sand and not dig in. So it's back it up gently if possible, which I think will happen on this beach, on these pressures. He's being very gentle. It's gonna go, yep. That's it. And then forwards a bit, and then backwards a bit. And I reckon he could launch from there, actually. It's up here, I don't know if he's gonna launch it or pave the way. I sometimes go back and forward a little bit. Each to their own, depending what you feel like. If you're on a go now, you go for it. I've got to run, guys, sorry. Running in sand dunes, so don't blame me for huffing and puffing, all right? Here he goes. Not that hard, I've paved the way straight over the top. No problem. What was that all about? It was about getting off this mess. It's messier than it looks in the video, eh? And here we are. All the fun in the sand, the soft sand, nearly getting bogged. Welcome to paradise, some say. Anyway, here we are. You can see how low the tyres are. Take a look at that. Nice and flat on the bottom. Some of the sand we did have to go through on the... Well, you can go inland tracks all the way, actually. So you don't have to go on the beach. But it is quite overgrown in places, so we go on the beach to avoid the pinstripes. See, we don't want to pinstripe it any more than we need to. All right, guys, this is an awesome spot. We're going to show you, take a few photos, a bit of scenery. And towards the end of the video, of course, I'll give you a bit more information on how to get here and the distances and whatever I can remember off the top of my head. Got a few little, look at that, what are they, little baby whiting. This is, if you like diving and stuff like that, this is low tide at the moment, obviously. It changes a little bit here. There's a nice little bay that goes in here, in that area of sand. Here there's some weed, whatever. There's reefy areas in and out. It's a nice, like I said, there's barely a breath of wind. You can see it on the water. You've got to pick the right days to come to places like this. Funnily enough, we've got a couple of people over there. There must be camp somewhere nearby. There is a camp area just near here. And this is what some call paradise. And the kids are gonna love it. They're gonna hang out here for the day. I'm gonna tell them to get their hats on in a minute. And that's a bada bing. We'll set up the awning over here. Happy days. Yeah, I just wanted to be quiet. Very nice little bay. just scenery. Right, so I've just climbed up these sharp rocks so I can show you the next bays along. This is the next little bay here. And there's some reefs again for those that like diving, fishing. There's sharks out here, guys, school shark, gummy shark, whatever. You can see there's a bloke in there in his boat fishing. Where are we? Over there somewhere. Middle of the picture, I reckon. Anyway, it just goes on. Awesome area to sort of walk around and explore. You got to get out in your Crocs and check it out. Just while I'm walking back to the vehicles, I thought of another little sand tip that I've learnt over the years. So again, the video and the photos never do it justice, but this beach, it's not steep, but as it goes up, it gets steep. Okay, the steep beaches are the ones you got to watch out for. Down the bottom here, it's not always okay in South Australia and places like that. It's not the only place. You've got to watch a lot of the south west coast beaches, this sort of thing. Depending which way the weather comes in as to which side of the beach is okay or not. See, this side goes up quite steep. You probably can't see that. This side over here, it flattens off over towards that end. But often in South Australia, where you see this grey sand, it's quite grey here, just think of it like cement. Maybe it is, maybe someone poured a few bags of cement down here. But look, generally where you see the grey sand, and you can see up the top, it's that yellowy orange normal coarse sand as you come down the bottom. Not always, I'm going to say to cover myself, but it seems to me this grey sand is usually the hard packed stuff, right? If you want to stay off those steep beaches, if you're going to try and get down here, the place is called, if I remember correctly, Number 2 Rocks. Okay, so you come in from Carpenter's Rocks End, you're about 12 k's. I think it says on the sign there, Number 2 Rocks. Okay, 12 k's in. This is the bay. It's just awesome for a bit of exploring on foot, swimming, snorkeling, diving, whatever you want to call it. You can go over these dunes off the beach there, middle of the picture, up over there, middle of the picture, onto the next bay and onwards. If you go too far, a lot of the inland tracks are overgrown, so just be aware of that if you're trying to avoid pinstripes like we are. Just want to give you that little tip. Usually the grey sand is pretty hard packed. Beach conditions can change very quickly. Just because you've been there once, don't assume it's the same next time. I don't drive down onto any beach unless it's flat and there's a couple hundred meters to the water. You know, you get it with experience, but you've got to be careful. If the beach is flat and wide, I'll probably go onto it. If there's tracks and people are on it, that sort of thing. If I'm the first vehicle, if it's a more remote place, a lot of beaches I don't even drive onto. I don't want trouble. I can't be bothered, guys. You know, you can get your max tracks, you can let your tyres down, you can do whatever. You got to do what you got to do, but I'm here for a good time, not for getting stuck. You know what? It's not fun digging in sand, you know, maybe the first time, but I'd much rather be here relaxing. Anyway, I'm going to go get another Canadian Black, and if you've enjoyed this video so far, the spot that I've told you about, the scenery, or even if you haven't, please hit the like button so we know we're doing the right thing for everyone. We're going to share a lot more awesome places, realistic places where you can really go with your 4x4 that aren't that far away from Victoria, New South Wales, South Australia. And if you're careful, you're not going to get stuck. Follow all the guidelines, watch all the videos. Now's a good time, if you haven't already, to press subscribe. Turn that bell on so you don't miss the next important notification. And in the comments, have you been down on these beaches? Have you been stuck? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Thanks for watching, guys. I think that wraps this one up. Bada bing, bada boom. All right.